Four women will attempt to enter the record books by trying to row, listen to this, more than 12,000 kilometers, or call that 8,000 miles if you prefer, from America to Australia. And none of them, prior to this, is a professional athlete. So let me just be clear about that. None of them is a professional athlete, and they'll be doing this unsupported. Let's speak to one of them, Laura Penhall, who is a physiotherapist, and she joins us from San Francisco. Welcome to Newsday, Laura. Before this, had you rowed a boat before?
Well, actually, me personally, no. There's, funny enough, two of the girls are very good rowers. Emma, for instance, is our most experienced rower, and she's rowed as a Cambridge Blue. So if you've heard of the Oxford-Cambridge boat race, which just happened last weekend, previously Emma's rowed in the Cambridge boat. But myself and Natalia had never rowed before.
So how did they talk you into joining them on a 12,000-kilometer journey?
Well, funny enough, actually, it was me that talked them into doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, not talked them into it at all. They were attracted to it. But, yeah, I started the project about 3.5 years ago when actually I was involved in a different project, but still at ocean rowing, when a friend of mine had sort of contacted me about it, and it just drew me to it because it was something I'd never rowed before. It was massively out of my comfort zone. If you asked me to swim, bike or run, then I would have sort of been able to do it with a little bit more training background. But rowing was certainly out of my comfort zone, and that was what really drew me to doing it, basically.
12,000 kilometers is a bit on the extreme end, some people will think. How do you, and you're doing it unsupported. Just give me an idea of what that actually means.
Yeah, so we're rowing 8,500 miles, and it's the thing is it's the hard thing to get the concept of is that actually the Pacific and the route that we're doing is a 3-stage row, which means each leg in itself is the equivalent of the Atlantic. So there's fours boats and there's a race that goes across the Atlantic, but there's never been a fours crew that's ever rowed across the Pacific Ocean before. So we're going to be 6 months out at sea rowing this distance. And basically it's a bit like, you have to row the level of the Atlantic and then you have to row back again and then row again. So the hardest thing for us is going to be getting back in the boat in Hawaii and then again in Samoa.
Laura, it's Tom here. I'm just looking at pictures of you guys rowing in a boat. It doesn't look very big. It certainly doesn't look comfortable. 6 months, and there's not a cushion there.
They're actually, well, we've now put small cushion covers over in the hatches, but she's not massive. She's sort of the area that we sleep in is about the equivalent of a 2-man tent, I guess. And we've now sort of got all the kit and everything on board. So, yeah, it's cozy, but she's going to be our home for the next 6 months.
So do you all get along? Because you need to, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think the biggest thing is understanding that it's all about communication, and the whole process of this row, I mean, getting to start line in itself has been a journey, and we're going to face a lot of stuff together out there. But the biggest thing for us is just that we've learned through our psychologists and working together as a team is to make a team. It's about communication and honesty, and I think. And
what's the biggest risk, do you think?
You what? Sorry.
The biggest risk.
The biggest risk. I mean, for us, we've tried to obviously calculate all the risks and stuff and put them best in place. I guess, we will face storms, and we're going to have to go through our procedures and stuff than what we do, which is where we batten down the hatches and we have to ride out the storm. So that for us is going to be a tough time, when you're in big seas and you've got no control and you're at the mercy of the sea, basically. But we're a bit like a cork bobbing around in water. So she's a safe boat, but it's just, having to ride those waves, basically.
Hey, Laura, we wish you the very best, and we'll keep an eye on your story. That's Laura Penhall, who is a physio, and she and 3 of her friends are rowing 12,000 kilometers from America to Australia.